गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुरेव परं ब्रह्मा तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। चिन्मयं व्यापि यत्सर्वं त्रैलोक्यं सचराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। वक्रतुण्डमहाकाय सूर्यकोटिसमप्रभा निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा। वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं। भवानी शङ्करौ वन्दे श्रद्धा विश्वासरूपिणौ याभ्यां विना न पश्यन्ति सिद्धा स्वान्तस्थमीश्वरम्। पाण्डुरङ्गं भज पाण्डुरङ्गं पाण्डुरङ्गं भज पाण्डुरङ्गं पाण्डुरङ्गं परब्रह्मलिङ्गं पाण्डुरङ्गं परब्रह्मलिङ्गं पाण्डुरङ्गं भज पाण्डुरङ्गं पाण्डुरङ्गं परब्रह्मलिङ्गं कञ्जनेत्रं भज पाण्डुरङ्गं कञ्जनेत्रं भज पाण्डुरङ्गं सुरैरर्चितं परब्रह्मलिङ्गं सुरैरर्चितं परब्रह्मलिङ्गं श्रीनिवासं भज पाण्डुरङ्गं श्रीनिवासं भज पाण्डुरङ्गं लोकपालं भज लोकपालं परब्रह्मलिङ्गं लोकपालं परब्रह्मलिङ्गं पाण्डुरङ्गं भज पाण्डुरङ्गं पाण्डुरङ्गं परब्रह्मलिङ्गम् चित्प्रकाशं भज पाण्डुरङ्गम् चित्प्रकाशं भज पाण्डुरङ्गम् रमामन्दिरं परब्रह्मलिङ्गम् रमामन्दिरं परब्रह्मलिङ्गम् गोपवेशं भज पाण्डुरङ्गम् गोपवेशं भज पाण्डुरङ्गम् तुर्यमेकं परब्रह्मलिङ्गम् तुर्यमेकं परब्रह्मलिङ्गम् चित्प्रकाशं भज पाण्डुरङ्गम् चित्प्रकाशं भज पाण्डुरङ्गम् रमामन्दिरं परब्रह्मलिङ्गम् रमामन्दिरं परब्रह्मलिङ्गम् गोपवेशं भज पाण्डुरङ्गम् गोपवेशं भज पाण्डुरङ्गम् तुर्यमेकं परब्रह्मलिङ्गम् तुर्यमेकं परब्रह्मलिङ्गम् पाण्डुरङ्गं भज पाण्डुरङ्गम् पाण्डुरङ्गं परब्रह्मलिङ्गम् पाण्डुरङ्गं परब्रह्मलिङ्गम् पाण्डुरङ्गं भज पाण्डुरङ्गम् पाण्डुरङ्गं भज पाण्डुरङ्गम् पाण्डुरङ्गं भज पाण्डुरङ्गम् चिदंशं विभुं निर्मलं निर्विकल्पं निरीहं निराकारं ओंकारवाच्यं गुणातीतमव्यक्तं एकं तुरीयं परं ब्रह्मयं वेद तस्मै नमस्ते तस्मै नमस्ते विशुद्धं शिवं शान्तं आद्यन्तशून्यं जगज्जीवनं ज्योति आनन्दरूपम् अदिग्देशकाल व्यवच्छेदनीयम् त्रयीवक्तियं वेद तस्मै नमस्ते तस्मै नमस्ते लपन्नच्युतानन्त गोविन्द विष्णो मुरारे हरे नाथ नारायणेति यथानुस्मरिष्यामि भक्त्या भवन्तम् तथा मे दयाशील देव प्रसीद तथा मे दयाशील देव प्रसीद देव प्रसीद As we had already been seeing that the feelings that we entertain in ourselves, whether they are expressed outwardly or entertained merely inwardly, they will have an impact upon others' minds. Not only that they will have an impact upon others' minds, but they will also make others respond to us or react with us in a similar manner with a similar set of feelings. It is not only those feelings which are verbalized make others react to us in a similar fashion, but also those feelings which are merely entertained in us by our mind, they will also have an equal impact upon others and their responses towards us. So, if we want a better response from others, a noble response from others, higher response from others, then the choice is left with us. Consistently, sincerely, wholeheartedly, if we are able to entertain the feelings of higher level of consciousness, others also will reciprocate to us with similar level of conscious feelings. In that process, we are trying to see how best we can surrender our negative feelings to the divinity of our choice and of our trust, so that we can get relieved from, get out of the compulsiveness of entertaining such feelings, get relieved from such negative feelings, and the very process of surrendering the negative feelings is involved with substitution of those negative feelings with higher and positive feelings. Automatically this happens. That's what we have seen already. So, when our inner feelings are of peacefulness, serenity, tranquility, stillness, openness and simplicity. So, when our inner feelings that are happening inside us are of peacefulness, serenity, tranquility, stillness, openness and simplicity, they affect others in such a way that their level of awareness rises. Their level of awareness about their inner self rises. Their consciousness level rises. And in turn, our level also rises. Now see the beauty of it. In this Sharanagati, in the path of surrender, we come to understand very clearly that if our inner feelings are of peace, tranquility, stillness, serenity, openness, simplicity, so on and so forth, the awareness levels in us and in others rise. Otherwise, we need to do lot of sadhana and other types of practices to raise those levels. But here, by having feelings which are connected with these levels, will automatically uplift our levels of consciousness. Not only that this happens, but also others, when they respond to us, because they are related to us in this manner, they will experience greater sense of freedom in relation to us, greater sense of freedom, unity, atonement, tuning and perfection in relationship with us. How nice it is that others can experience tuning, atonement, perfection, unity and freedom in relationship with us. That is the best thing that can happen to individuals. Merely by entertaining such feelings, but sincerely, truthfully, honestly, if we are in that level of feelings, others also will have this similar set of feelings. When we are operating on the level of acceptance, enjoyment, warmth, gentleness, softness, trustingness, inner truth, faith, then the emotional purposes to which other person responds are of love, enjoyment, pleasure, harmony, peacefulness, understanding and sharing. It all depends upon what type of feelings we entertain, and their reaction to us will be one of acceptance, satisfaction, feeling in tune and feeling understanding and also experiencing joy. So it all depends upon the positive feelings and higher feelings that we entertain. When we have such nice feelings, it makes others also, provided they are receptive to our feelings, provided they are not blocking themselves from receiving and being receptive to our feelings, then they will naturally, automatically reciprocate and respond to us with similar sets of feelings. Higher feelings of courage, willingness, confidence, capability, zest, humor, competence, self-sufficiency and creativity result in effective actions in us, actions that take us to accomplishment, attainment, successful operation in us and in others. When they respond to us, reciprocate to us, reflect these feelings back to us, the feelings will be of cooperation, courage, respect, willingness to be with us, cooperativeness, interest to work with us, all such things will be there. So in this study, we come to understand that the positive feelings and higher feelings also of different levels and grades. Just now we have seen 3 different sets of feelings, starting from the highest level of peace and tranquility onwards, second level of acceptance, warmth, gentleness, softness, and then the little lesser level of capability, courage, willingness, competence and self-sufficiency. So 3 different sets of levels we have seen. At all levels, what we see is the response of others. What happens to others when we have these types of feelings it automatically influences their minds. A normal mindset will immediately reciprocate these types of feelings. So that is why in the path of surrender it is said that it is our choice to entertain the type of feelings which we want. That decides about the experiences, the level of awareness, the level of consciousness in us and in others, and their reciprocation and response to us also. This is a very important thing for us, so that when all the negative feelings are being surrendered one after the another, then there will be scope and room in us to entertain these positive feelings, higher feelings and diviner feelings. Because of the positive feelings we entertain, there will be connectedness with others. In our relationships with others, there will be a feeling that we are joined together. Then others will start identifying with us. They will understand us at a deeper level. Otherwise, couple of days ago we saw how others will react with us if we entertain the feelings of hatred, ill will, malice, negativity, apathy, fear, so on and so forth. But right now we are seeing the benefit of entertaining the positive feelings and divine feelings. So others will start feeling connectedness, they will feel that they are united, and they will feel that they understand us at a deeper level, and they will feel in communion with us. And as a consequence of these feelings, they seek our presence, because in our presence they feel complete, they feel recognized, they feel contented. Whenever others feel complete in our presence, contented in our presence, then they naturally seek our presence. They long for our presence. And in our presence, they feel an experience of increased levels of awareness of their own true self. They become more closer to their self. They become more aware of their inner self. And because of that, whenever they are in our presence and whenever they think of us also, they feel that proximity with their own inner self. That is why they will be filled with the feelings of thankfulness and gratitude naturally happening in themselves, because our presence and our feelings have given them an opportunity to become closer to their own self. Whenever individuals become closer to their own self, there will be immense rise in the levels of peace and tranquility, joy and serenity. So they will feel indebted to us, they will feel filled with the feelings of thankfulness and gratitude towards us. And their response towards us will be that of love and blessedness and gratitude towards us. So, in order to make people experience higher feelings, divine feelings, it is our prime responsibility to create such an atmosphere, to create such a situation where not only that we entertain such feelings, but others also experience the level of awareness and also reciprocate to us in a similar manner. Those people with whom we share loving relationship, there will be acceptance, there will be acceptance of everything. Even suppose at times, because of our humanness, because of our normal level of living, sometimes some reactions may happen. Rarely we may react to others. Passing reactions may be there, but they will not mind them. Because they already know, they are already connected, they are already experiencing very nice rise of levels of awareness, and they are enjoying that contentment and love in our presence. So whenever, if there is some reaction, if there is some reactive expression, they will not mind, they will just ignore it, they will just not mind it, they will not at all pay any big attention to it. Similarly, we also, when they also react because of that humanness, because of that level of humanness, we will also not mind. We will also not bother about it. It is then the relationship is a very close relationship and there is a perfect tuning in relationship. Not that in perfect relationship there are no passing reactions. There will be passing reactions, but nobody will give any importance to those things. Either of them will not at all bother about those things, and there will be that tuning and attunement in relationships. So to make such thing happens, it is the prime responsibility of us to entertain such higher and nobler and divine feelings. What happens here is our inner states are actually radiated to others. The feelings are, as we have already seen, they are energy, and all energy gives out vibrations. So the more we love others, the more we find surrounded by love. So if we want to be surrounded by love, then the more love should happen from us. But there are other things also in our mind and heart because of the various things that are carried forward from earlier births. So the negative feelings are there. We have done a good study of the negative feelings from the past 2 days. So we need not go into those details. So all such negative feelings, whether it is fear or anger or apathy or grief or sorrow or misery or doubt or suspicion, all kinds of such things, when they are surrendered to God, when they are surrendered to the divinity, as those feelings are surrendered, life becomes more and more effortless. Not only that life becomes more and more effortless, there is a constant increase in happiness, in pleasure, and then what happens at that time is there will be less requirement of the objects of the outer world, dependency upon the outer world, because such joys and pleasures and happiness is experienced within us without any dependency upon the outer objects. Not only that, individuals who experience such levels will also come to understand and overcome the illusory effects upon them that happiness is only external and the source of happiness is only the world and the worldly objects. They overcome such thought patterns, they overcome such illusory levels of thinking, and instead of looking outside, they will start looking inside for experiencing happiness and for experiencing the joy that is available without any requirement of external objects, all because of higher level of feelings that are entertained and diviner level of feelings that are experienced in us and as well as in others. So it is then when others will stop avoiding us. Otherwise, if we are having negative feelings, others will feel pressurized, they will stop coming to our proximity, they will start avoiding us. But right now, they will come to us and they will get out of that feeling to avoid us because they are experiencing and enjoying that joy and happiness and contentment and peace in our presence. So they keep coming more and more closer to us. So that is why it is said, the influence that our thoughts and feelings have upon others is linked with the law of karma. The more good thoughts and feelings we express towards others, we will also get similar, equal and more good and nobler and diviner feelings as a response from others. So in karma also, law of karma also, this is what is being said. It is connected with these thoughts and feelings. So it is very important to us in our lives to choose and select the kind of feelings, the type of feelings that we want to give importance to and give room to stay inside us. It is always an option, it is always an opportunity for us to look at these feelings and then choose them. Either we reject them by surrendering them, or entertain them and cultivate them and finally own them and keep them safe inside us. There was an advertisement in a newspaper in the classified section. One person gave this advertisement. Very simple caption he gave. Wife wanted. Simple advertisement. Wife wanted. Classified section. And it is said the next day he received 100 letters and all of them said the same thing. You can have mine. He did not mean that. Wife wanted, instead of saying elaborately that he is wanting somebody as a life partner and all that, nowadays because of this SMS language and then that language which is killed and cut and then divided and subtracted and all that, more confusing now. So, because he said wife wanted. So other people misunderstood it and they responded that you can take mine, you can have mine. Our way in which we express our thoughts to others makes others also respond in a similar manner, provided they understand it properly. It is said that a man who surrenders when he is wrong is honest. He is an honest person. A man who surrenders when he is wrong is honest. A man who surrenders when he is not sure whether he is right or wrong is wise. A man who surrenders when he is not sure is wise. A man who surrenders when he is right is husband. Surrender plays an important role not only in relationship to God but also in normal relationships also. If we understand things clearly, then our choice of feelings will be very useful to us. There was a person who was a would-be father, meaning he was waiting to become father. So the wife was admitted in maternity hospital. So he was waiting for that message. He was very anxious and there was so much of thoughts going on in the mind. So even though he had to wait for some more time, in that anxiety to know, in that eagerness to know what happened to the wife, he made a phone call. But in that hurry, he did not see properly where he is making this phone call. So instead of calling the maternity hospital, he called the cricket stadium. So he directly went into that reception. And the moment he heard the answers from there, he fainted. Because the answer was 7 out. 4 more to go. 7 out, 4 more to go. Last one was a duck. That was the cricket language. 7 people are out, 4 more hours to go. Last fellow was a duck. But they too also told it in a brief manner. The moment he heard, he thought this is happening there in the hospital and he got fainted. Because of not having proper understanding. When the mindset is not clear, the understanding will not be proper. There was one person who was always claiming that everything that is connected with him is great. Everything. Whatever is connected with him, great, great, great. And all such things were rooted in the past only. So he was telling, in that time I was great, in this time I was great, that happened in my life, great. So the wife was really disturbed by this because she experiences normally what is he. So one day the grandfather and grandmother of that person who was claiming this greatness came to see them, and they saw that this lady in the house is highly perturbed, and they know who is the cause for that. So then, while they were discussing, he said, even my birth also was great. If you want, ask my grandparents. And then the wife looked at them and said, please fulfill his wish. And then the grandfather said, yes, when you were born, the clouds parted, the sun shined, the God appeared in front of all and said, sorry, I made a mistake. Please adjust. Since then we had been adjusting. And my dear girl, you also adjust. So it is then this person understood that all the tall claims of his greatness are not really great. So it all depends upon how we entertain our feelings and how we respond to others. There was one person who was driving the car at a very high speed but in a very erratic manner. Very erratically. So the traffic police officer who was on duty to check whether there is such rash driving on the highway, he noticed this and chased the car, put on the lights, overtook him, pulled him aside. And when the police officer went there and then opened the door, he understood the situation, why there was erratic driving, and then he said, you are drunk, you are intoxicated, you are drunk. And that fellow says, thank God you disclosed that to me. Otherwise I was thinking that the steering is gone. So in his drunken condition, he thought there is no steering in this car and he is driving. How an individual responds to a given situation depends upon the state of mind. How we respond to a given situation depends not only upon our state of mind in relationships, but also it depends upon others' state of feelings, because they influence us. We influence each other by our feelings. That is why feelings are given greater importance here. Sometimes it happens in relationships that people put pressure on others in order to get what they want. We also see this. Whenever we want to get something, the normal practice in people is to put pressure, to apply pressure, to apply some pressure. So, whenever we apply pressure upon others, the normal and common experience is they will resist. Nobody wants to accept our pressures. Internally they will resist, because we are trying to put more pressure upon them. The harder we push, the harder they resist. This is a common experience. Sometimes out of fear they may accept or concede to our demands, but that is not a genuine acceptance, a true acceptance, an inner acceptance. Later on we will come to understand that temporarily we thought we have gained, but finally we have lost. That is the reason why it is said, the feelings that are there inside us, which make us put pressure upon others, have also to be surrendered. we should not put any pressure upon others. We should let go of those pressures we are putting upon them in the form of expectation, in the form of desire. I expect this, I have a strong desire about this. These also will make others experience the pressure. Because whenever we entertain such emotions, they are really subtle attempts to force others to impose our will upon others, which they unconsciously resist. If we are able to surrender our expectations, let go of our desires, then we will not apply any pressure upon others. Then others also will get over the blocks that they have kept in order to face our pressures and resist them. They blocked themselves. Internally, people block themselves. Whenever we pressurize them, they block themselves in their relationship with us. And as long as the blocks remain, they will not understand or reciprocate with us normally. So those blocks have to be removed. When it can happen? When we stop applying pressure, when we let go of those pressures, when we surrender our expectations and our desires. Not only that, we will help them to get out of the resentment also, because they resent. That resentment will be there. We will help them to get out of that also. So, when can we tell that we are actually in a state of surrender, when we have surrendered our expectations and desires? It is only then when we feel fine and comfortable whether what we have thought happens or does not happen. It is okay with us if it happens. It is okay with us if it does not happen. When we get into such a state, then we can say that we are in the state of surrender. When we are surrendered, there is no longer the pressure of time. In a state of surrender, there is no pressure of time. Normally, frustration comes to us or others when we want a thing now instead of letting it happen naturally in its own time. When we allow things to happen naturally in its own time, there is no pressure. But when we want it now, there is pressure. And some people are of the understanding that to get things what we want, there is only one way, that is to pressurize others. That is why there are people, they manage others' relationship in such a way that are constantly applying pressure. Continuously they pressurize others. They may get certain things, what they want, but the relationship is not truly open and really connected, because there will be fear, there will be resentment, there will be that negativity inside, there will be block. Still they may do it, but there will be no proper tuning between them. If there is patience that is cultivated because of surrender, then it is said that the people with patience, who don't apply pressure, who don't force others, finally they will get all that they want. Whatever they wanted, they will get, because they had patience to wait. They will definitely get. But those people who are impatient, when they apply pressure, there will be resistance, there will be so much of opposition. Yet some things may happen and majority of the things will not happen. Even in those some things that happen, there is no real joy of connectivity. So we need to surrender. The very illusion that is there in our mind, that whatever we want, we have to apply pressure in order to get what we want. If we don't apply pressure, if we don't keep pressurizing others, we may lose it. Others may not do the things for us. So that is an illusion that is there in our mind. There are other ways of making people do what we want them to do. Because in this world, all the things that happen, all the events that happen are happening because of the decisions and choices that we have taken based upon our intentions. It is all because of the decisions and choices. Even though few of these choices might be unconscious, but still they will have an effect. So when we surrender the pressure of wantingness, we will be able to make wiser choices and really make clear choices. We need to surrender that pressure. Why do we control events? Why do we want to control people? Because we have a thought that our happiness depends upon them. That is why we try to control others. We apply pressure upon others. But when we are able to surrender our negative feelings, then we come to understand happiness doesn't depend upon them, but happiness depends upon our state of mind. If our mind is clear, the feelings are positive and nobler and higher and diviner, then the inner self will start manifesting itself at all levels of our personality. Then there will be no room that is given for upset because of external circumstances and events. Because we know that inside is the cause. By tuning to the inside, we will be able to experience that happiness, that peace and that contentment, which we can make others also experience, because we are able to entertain such feelings inside, gain such experiences inside. Then our dependency upon others will vanish. Then we will not anymore apply pressure upon others to get things what we want to get. Then afterwards what happens? In an atmosphere of love and togetherness and at-one-ment and unity and freedom, people will start doing things which we want them to do. Because they are respected, they are honored, and they feel very good, they feel lighter, they feel happier, they feel relieved from the pressures, they feel relieved from the blocks that they have, they feel relieved from the fear that they have, they feel relieved from the negativities that they have. So they will be more willing to do things for us. They will be happy to do things for us. They will enjoy doing things for us. This is a different way of relationship. So that is why it depends upon our choice. So in order to make this happen, it is said that we have to surrender the negative emotions. When we surrender the negative emotions, Sharanagati says, the path of surrender says, there will be an increasing happiness that happens in us. Increasing levels of happiness, peace, contentment and joy. Automatically they happen. We can try. We can select and choose certain negative feelings that are bothering us since a long time. Then we can sit down calmly and then become more aware of it and allow them to come up and choose to surrender them at that point of time to the divinity upon whom we have trust. When we surrender them like that, we come to realize that the more we surrender, the more peaceful we become, the more happier we become, the more joyous we become, the more quieter we become, the more tranquil we become. Automatically it happens. We can try it. We can try on festival days, on our important days, instead of doing various other things which are outgoing. We can do certain things, we can sit down, you can select that time and then say, today is the day of surrender of all the negative feelings. Because as they rise, if we are able to surrender them, automatically we can experience the peace and joy. So, the teachings of the great masters are in line with these things which are being understood here. The progressive surrendering of limitations allows the progressive rise of happiness, peace and joy and contentment in us and as well as in others. And also it will take us closer to that identity with our real self. That is why surrendering is one of the most effective tools of getting closer to our inner presence of divinity and also attainment of spiritual goals. In order to attain our spiritual goals, we need to surrender all the negativities that are there. Ajam Rukmini Prana Sanjeevanam Tam Parandhama Kaivalyam Ekam Turiyam Prasannam Prapannartiham Devadevam Parabrahmalingam Bhaje Pandurangam Parabrahmalingam Bhaje Pandurangam. In Panduranga Ashtakam, Sri Adi Shankaracharya ji says, Ajam Rukmini Prana Sanjeevanam Tam Parandhama Kaivalyamekam Turiyam Prasannam Prapannartiham Devadevam Parabrahmalingam Bhaje Pandurangam. Ajam, he who is unborn, existing from all eternity. He is there from eternity. Panduranga is that divinity which is unborn. So here it is said, Parabrahmalingam Bhaje Pandurangam. I adore Panduranga, I honor Panduranga, I worship Panduranga, and I am devoted to Panduranga, who is the symbol of Parabrahman. Panduranga is considered as Parabrahmalingam, a symbol of Parabrahman. To such a symbol of Parabrahman, I surrender. He is unborn and he is Rukmini Prana Sanjeevanam, life restoring beloved breath of life of Rukmini. Life restoring beloved and breath of life of Rukmini. So he restores the life even in us. He is our beloved too. So he is Parandhamam. He is of the highest abode. Dhamam also means light. So he is the greatest light. Greatest light and highest abode. In us also, in order to reach that highest abode, we need the greatest light. Meaning we need the light manifestation of the light of divinity. So when he blesses us, the light of divinity manifests in us, and by which we will be able to get rid of the lower and attain the highest abode. Then Parandhama Kaivalyam Ekam Turiyam. Kaivalyam, that means the final attainment of liberation, the final emancipation or final beatitude. So he is that final emancipation, and he is Ekam, meaning one without a second and one who has no differences of any kind. Turiyam, the fourth state of consciousness which is present in all other three states. Prasannam, he is Prasannam, he is pure, he is clean, he is bright, he is delighted, he is gracious, he is kind, he is pleased. If we also surrender unto him, he will gift all these qualities which he has to us. We will also become gracious, kind, pure, clean, bright, pleased, delighted. We will also become, if we are able to surrender unto him. And not only that, Prapannartiham. When we surrender unto him, he removes our suffering. By surrender, when we surrender unto him, he removes our suffering. He removes our mental agony. He removes our distress. He removes our pain. But we have to take refuge in him. If we take refuge in him, our suffering, pain, agony, distress, all will be removed. Prasannam Prapannartiham Devadevam. He is the God of gods. To such a God of gods, we are offering ourselves at His feet. We are surrendering. When we surrender, He will make us get relieved from all that pain and suffering and distress and negativity, and He will bless us with all the beautiful qualities that He has in Himself. Once there was a discussion in a women's forum. All women got together and they discussed about various things. And one of the important topics was about men. But they were free, no men were allowed in that discussion. So they discussed about men, especially about what are men. So in the discussion, because so many people pour out thoughts out of their own experiences, all these following things came out of that discussion. So one of the points was, men are like copiers, photocopiers. One of them said, when the women's forum concluded, men are like copiers. You need them for a reproduction, and that's about it. One point. Second point, men are like curling irons, which they use to set the hair right. Men are like curling irons. They are always hot and they are always on your head. They are always hot and they are always on your head. Because out of their experiences they concluded. Third point, men are like government bonds. They take a long time to mature. Probably some people felt like that. And then another point, men are like horoscopes. They always tell you what to do and they are usually wrong. The next point, men are like lava lamps. Fun to look at, but not that bright. They are not bright, they are fun to look at. And somebody said, men are like mascara, meaning a cosmetic used to enhance the eyes. They usually run at the first sight of emotion. What they apply on the eye also, it melts when the emotion comes out. Men also, at the first sight of emotion, they go away. They run away. That's what they felt. And another point, men are like popcorn. They satisfy you, but only for a little while. Then, men are like weather. Nothing can be done to change either one of them. You can't change the weather, you can't change the men. So the women's forum expressed. After listening to this, all men also got together. In men's forum, they also discussed it. But somehow they could not get so many points. But they got few points. And one of them was like this. Women are like a tea bag. Women are like a tea bag. Because she only knows her strength when put in hot water. A tea bag only when it is put in hot water. But their opinions were strong only. Next point, women are like cars. In the beginning they are like Ferrari, like sports cars and all. And later on, slowly they will become like pickup truck. And finally end up like a station wagon. Their opinions. And somebody said, women are like elephants. Everyone likes to look at them, but no one likes to have them. And finally they came to conclusion, women are like hurricanes. When they come, they are very wild. But when they go, they take your house, your car, everything. You will be left on the streets. Whatever these forums come out with, the actual thing is, it all depends upon the feelings that each individual entertains, whether a man or a woman, or in between, it doesn't matter. It all depends upon the feelings they entertain. Relationships are based only on feelings. So, in the path of surrender, it is said, surrendering, when we do, it is like a sudden cessation of inner pressure. If there is a pressure inside, if we say, I surrender this unto God, suddenly we are out of that pressure. It is like dropping of a weight. Suppose we are carrying a weight and then we drop it, suddenly we are out of that burden. Surrendering is like that. When we surrender, we feel unburdened and suddenly the pressure vanishes. It is accompanied, surrender is accompanied by a sudden feeling of relief and lightness. Try this. Anytime we are so much botheration is there inside, thoughts, feelings, emotion, so much of botheration, and we are drowned in it, and so much of pressure we are feeling. Suddenly we say, God, I surrender this unto you. Suddenly this is out. Suddenly we feel relieved. Suddenly there is a feeling of relief and lightness. And not only that, we also come to experience increased happiness, increased freedom. All is possible in surrender. And it is said, in the midst of an argument, when we are arguing with somebody, sometimes, rarely it happens to individuals, that suddenly it dawns in the mind of one individual, it is foolish to argue. It is foolish. There is no point that we achieve through argument. And that person drops argument. The moment that person drops the argument, he will start enjoying, because he is light now, feels free. There is no pressure to win, and there is no pressure, fear to lose. Suddenly it's gone, because all the while argument means what? I have to win, I have to defeat, so much of pressure, so much of tension. Suddenly it is understood inside the mind, there is no point in arguing, there is no point, nothing is going to be achieved. Drop it. Suddenly the person will feel lighter, relaxed, at ease, and start smiling. Other person will get more tense. Arey, why is smiling, sir? Abhi tak to argue kiya, abhi smile kiya. Arey, what happened? That is what happens in family also. Most of the wives, they don't argue, because they know what is the point in arguing. There is no point. They will wait till the heat is gone. Then anyway there will be no argument. So like that, here also, suddenly, when we understand in the midst of the argument that it is foolish to argue, then we start laughing. When we start laughing, the pressure is gone. Then we overcome every form of negativity. Anger will be gone, fear will be gone, the attack, feeling of attack will be gone. We will no more think that the other person will attack us also, because fear gone. And suddenly we become free and we start feeling happiness. So we have to understand that surrender, whether it is done instantly, whether it is done in the midst of an argument, or whether it is properly planned and executed, all the while it will be very beneficial to us. Normally we think surrender means go to the God and prostrate and come back, but this surrender is more about surrendering all the negative feelings, so that we are left only with the positive and the divine. Actually, it is the accumulated pressure that is there inside us of various kinds of feelings that are suppressed, that are repressed, that are vented, and because of our escapism, all such things which we did, these feelings are there inside. This energy is there inside. So, now those feelings give rise to countless number of thoughts. Somebody who has done a lot of research on this says, one feeling, for instance, he has done a lot of research. He says, one feeling, for instance, can create literally thousands of thoughts. One feeling can create thousands of thoughts. And we don't know how many feelings are there inside, which are creating endless number of thoughts. Over a period of time, it can create thousands of thoughts. So that is why it is said, we need to relinquish all such negative feelings. Surrender all such negative feelings. When we surrender them, then we will get relieved from all of them. In men's forum, somebody said, woman's mind is more clearer than men's. Another person asked, why? He said, because it keeps on changing. What keeps on changing is more clear. So, we need to clear our mind from negativities. The great value of knowing how to surrender is so precious that it does greatest good to us. Any time, at any place, we can decide to surrender the negativities that are rising up in us, that are there in us. Any kind of negative feelings, whatever are there, which are rising in us, which are perceived in us, any point of time we can decide, take a decision to surrender. Once we do it, then we come to see that as we practice this, slowly, we will see the effortlessness in the path of surrender. Surrendered state means to be free of negative feelings and to give rise to creativity and spontaneity. When creativity and spontaneity can manifest without any opposition, without any interference of inner conflicts, that is what the best thing that can happen to individuals. There are inner conflicts. If we surrender the negative feelings, that inner conflicts also will be gone. The expectations that are there, which are creating pressures inside us, also will be gone. Then the great good can happen to us also and to others also. To be surrendered means not to have a strong emotion. If there is a strong emotion, that emotion compels us to have things our way. And then we don't mind about others' situation, others' experiences, others' feelings, and we keep on pressurizing them. So, if we don't entertain strong emotions, then we will be able to overcome all the negativities and create comfort inside us by this process of surrender and allow the happiness to happen in us. Anything can be surrendered, at any place it can be surrendered, any moment it can be surrendered. Sri Adi Shankaracharya ji, in his Bhavani Ashtakam, we have seen yesterday couple of slokas, today we will see one more. Vivade Vishade Pramade Pravase Jale Chanale Parvate Shatru Madhye Aranye Sharanye Sada Mam Prapahi Gatistvam Gatistvam Tvameka Bhavani Gatistvam Gatistvam Tvameka Bhavani Vivade Vishade Pramade Pravase Jale Chanale Parvate Shatru Madhye Aranye Sharanye Sada Mam Prapahi Aranye Sharanye Sada Mam Prapahi Gatistvam Gatistvam Tvameka Bhavani Gatistvam Gatistvam Tvameka Bhavani Tvameka Bhavani. Adi Shankaracharya says, O Mother Bhavani, always you protect me. Wherever I am, kindly always protect me. I may not be able to take care of myself. I do not know how I will be in a given situation. So I leave this unto you. You protect me. Wherever I am, in whatever situation I am. This is a sincere prayer in surrender unto Bhavani. Vivade, Vishade, Vivade. Whether I am in dispute, Vivada has very nice meanings, so that we will also come to know. In all such states we can surrender. Vivada means dispute. Whenever we are in dispute, we can surrender. Vivada means debate. Vivada means controversy. It means quarrel. It means strife. It means argument. It means litigation. Whether we are in litigation or argument or quarrel or strife or dispute or debate or controversy, we can surrender. When we surrender, the outcome which would have been if we had continued the argument is nothing when compared with the outcome which is going to happen when we surrender this to Bhavani. Because mother will take care of it. The outcome will be totally beneficial, completely of a different level. So, next time whenever we are in disputes, we need to remember whether we have to continue it or surrender. Mentally we have to surrender. I am not saying if legally you are fighting a battle, you have to drop it. Mentally surrender the pressure to mother. It will become successful. Mother will take care of it. Goddess will take care of it. Otherwise we think we are only taking care of it. Leaving that care unto God. Then even the dharmic attempt which we are making, that also will become successful, much easier. Easy way of attaining success. Vivade, Vishade. Whenever we are in Vishada, Vishada, dejection. First meaning. Depression, sadness, grief, sorrow, despair, disappointment, despondency, dullness, stupidity. Then we have seen. Whenever we see ourselves in dejection, at that time we don't know how to come out of it. We don't know what is going to happen. Why this is like this? Because of them, because of this. I don't know how will come. All such things we can set aside and say, oh Bhavani, I surrender dejection unto you. See, offering of all other things is fine. Depending upon our financial status, we can offer patram, pushpam, palam, toyam, naivedyam and all that. But this who will offer? Who can offer? Very difficult to offer. Dejection, offer. Depression, offer it. If there is depression, offer the depression. Why own the depression? Why have ownership over that depression? Why think my depression? Why I am depressed? You give it to Bhavani and say, you get depressed. Take away this depression, because Bhavani will never get depression. You take away this depression. So sadness, grief, sorrow, despair, disappointment. Whenever there is disappointment, sorrow, sadness, surrender that. Just mentally surrender. We need not go anywhere. We did not practice any ritual. Just think of Mother Bhavani and surrender. Because Bhavani is all pervasive. Goddess is all pervasive, everywhere, at all levels, inside, outside, everywhere. So you think of Mother, Goddess, Bhavani and surrender. Vivade, Vishade, Pramade, Pravase. Pramade, negligence, carelessness, inadvertence, inattention, oversight, insanity, madness, mistaken judgment, danger, accident, calamity, intoxication, all are connected with pramada. You see, wherever we are, if we are negligent, surrender that negligence. If we are careless, surrender that carelessness. If there is inattention, surrender it. If there is madness, surrender it. If we are prone to mistaken judgment, we don't know how to get out of it. People are telling us your judgments are always wrong. Surrender that. Tell Mother Bhavani, Amma, I am surrendering this unto you. Please take it away. Please relieve me from this. You take it. You deal with it. You handle it. Just surrender it. And also, if you have fear of accident, fear of dangers, even in a dangerous situation, in that dangerous situation, we need to recollect Mother Bhavani and then ask Mother to protect us. Protection will come. And Vivade, Vishade, Pramade, Pravase. Pravase, when we are traveling, when we are in journey, when we are going to outside places, foreign countries, any other place, being absent from one's own home, going somewhere, we can invoke Amma's blessings. Oh Mother, please protect me. I do not know where all I am going. I do not know what is the situation there, what all dangers will be there. You please take care. You please protect. So in Pravasa also. Jale chanale parvate shatru madhye. Jale in water, anale in fire, parvate in mountains, shatru madhye when we are surrounded by enemies, we are in the center and enemies have surrounded us. At that time, if we think of Mother Bhavani and plead her, please you protect me, we do not know how the protection rises in that situation, because from anywhere it can happen. It can happen from the enemies who surround us also, because inside them also Bhavani is there. Anywhere she can manifest that protection, from anywhere, from above, from below, anything can happen if we really surrender. Even when we are in the midst of enemies, surrounded by all the enemies, even at that time also, if we surrender, then also protection will come to us. Aranye, even when we are in forest, an unknown place, we are surrounded by wild animals, meaning we are surrounded by so many unknown things, unknown dangers. Even at that time also, we can invoke the surrender of Mother Goddess. When we say, Amma, I surrender unto you, Bhagavati will protect us. That is what it is said. Gatistvam, gatistvam, tvameka bhavani. Gatistvam, gatistvam, tvameka bhavani. Amma Bhavani, you are the only refuge for me. There is no one else. There is no other protection. There is no other shelter. Nobody else is there for me. You are the only one who is there. So I surrender unto you. Please accept. Take care of me. So this is a very nice practice. Wherever we are, this is assured. The divinity can manifest the protection at any point of time. There is no limitation. The divine manifestations have no limitation at all. Wherever we are, if we seek surrender, we can see that help will come. How it comes, from where it comes, we may not be able to assess and imagine from our limited level of minds, assessments, but it will come. The more trust we gain in Bhagavan, the more understanding we have that God will protect us, God will come to protect us. In whatever situation we are, external situations, these are all external situations and internal situations. Both situations were presented in this sloka by Adi Shankaracharya ji. Adi Shankaracharya ji himself is a great Advaitin, but still he knows how to get connected to the divinity. Through that, how to reach that level of non-duality. Through divinity. That is why this surrender is there. Otherwise, he could have also said, what surrender, which surrender, where is surrender, it's all illusion, who is there to surrender, all non-dualistic self, no surrender, it's all Maya. He could have said that. But he has come down to the level of the people who are undergoing all these pressures. They are experiencing these negativities. Because of their choices and decisions, they are in the midst of dangers and calamities. Catastrophes are there, calamities are there, so many things are happening. How to feel protected? How one can save oneself from internal disasters, external disasters? How? It is only through surrender. It is a very, very clear path of surrender. If you are able to surrender, if you are able to trust that divinity, that is why initially we need to put attempt to understand the greatness of God. That is why satsangs will help us to understand the glory of God. Only when we understand the greatness of God and glory of God, we will be able to feel inside us that yes, if I pray, if I surrender, yes, divinity will come forward to protect me. It will protect. Even from the source of danger, divinity can manifest protection. How long does it take for the Antaryami to change the thought in the mind of the person or in the mind of the being which is trying to frighten us or threaten us? It does not take even a flicker of a second to change. Any change can be brought about by the divinity from anywhere. From the outside nature, also this help can manifest. So that is why we need to understand that the divinity is present inside us. The same Bhavani Mata can take care of all things inside, at the mind level, at the intellectual level, at the ego level, at the memory level, whatever things are there, all can be handled at the emotional level, at the feeling level. So any negative feeling, any negative emotion that is there, we can surrender that. Without any hesitation we can surrender. We need not worry how to handle this, how to deal with this, how to get out of this. Just surrender. Just say, keep on saying, I surrender this, I surrender this, I surrender this. And suddenly it happens. Initially we may have doubts whether it will really happen. Doesn't matter. Keep on saying, it will happen. Otherwise Adi Shankaracharya would not write this Bhavani Ashtakam in this manner. He is always reveling in that non-dual state of reality, but still he has written this. Why? For our sake. So that we can understand that yes, wherever we are, in whatever type of situation we are, divine help will come and we can surrender then and there. Now and here we can surrender. Anything that rises, we can surrender it then and there. Any anger, any resentment, anything, see, it goes on building up inside. When we give room, it goes on building up. Because when we start reacting mentally, when we start resisting mentally something that is happening there, we start building up these feelings. And then they go on piling up. When they start piling up, initially we think we are having control over them. But once they get piled up, we don't have any control. We are controlled, rolled continuously. Afterwards, continuously rolled. That is what is, we lose the control. Then we don't know how to come out of it. In spite of people telling us, in spite of we thinking, I should not get into this, we should not get into that. Still again we are pulled into them, dragged into them, forced into them, compelled into them. We are lost in them, drowned in them. We don't know the way how to come out of them. Like if we drown in an ocean, we don't know what is the way. Like we are lost in a desert, we don't know what is the way how to come out of it. Like we are lost in space without a spaceship. We are lost in space without a spaceship. How to get out? How to come? Where to go? We don't know. Best thing at that time to remember, recollect is Bhavani. I surrender. Or Panduranga, that sloka also we have seen. Or Vishnu. We have seen slokas from Vishnu Bhujanga Prayata Stotram also. The earlier days. That also. So we can surrender unto the divinity. So all that we need to get at that moment of time is surrender. Next time what we have to remember is, any time any negativity rising, the moment it rises we should recollect, Amma, Bhavani, I surrender, Panduranga, surrender, Rama, surrender, Krishna, surrender, Shiva, surrender. Surrender it immediately. Why to hold it? Why to entertain it? Why to keep it? Why to maintain it? Why? Where is the need to maintain it? Because as long as we maintain it, we will come to experience all negativities only. And others also will experience negativity. The whole atmosphere will be filled with negativity. Others also will react to us in the same manner. So in order to bring about a change in us and change in others, everywhere, the more positive feelings are entertained and cultivated and expressed, the more positivity will happen. For that to happen, we have to make room for the positive feelings. Because the negativities are blocking them. They are not allowing them. Our peace is blocked by our negative feelings. Our happiness is blocked by our negative feelings. Our contentment is blocked by our negative feelings. All others externally are not at all connected with this. They are only illusory connections, illusory causes. If you have to blame them, it is only because we are unable to handle them, we are blaming them. Actually, it is all our feelings. We don't know how to handle. That is the way we throw the blame on others. They may be cruel, they may be rude, they may do harm to us. But inside, if we really want to be freed from the negativity, we need not bother about the external causes. We should know how to go beyond the negativity inside, surrender and evolve. The moment we surrender, there is peace, there is relief, there is unburdening, there is happiness. Immediately it will happen. Immediately we can experience it. We need not go in search of it. It will happen here itself. If anger is rising in us, jealousy is rising in us, envy is rising in us, surrender it immediately. And then immediately we can feel relief and then we can feel peace and contentment. So that is why Adi Shankaracharya has given all these slokas connected with Sharanagati, path of surrender, so that we can come to surrender. Because various paths are there in spirituality. Jnana Marga is there, Raja Yoga Marga is there, Dhyana Marga is there, Karma Marga is there, so many paths. Even in Bhakti there are so many variations. But here, except surrender, nothing is being taught about. No other aspect of Bhakti is being taught except surrender. Just surrender it. Surrender it. Allow it to go on to God, because from there only it came. From divinity only everything manifested. Good, bad, indifferent, whatever it is. So give it back unto divinity so that we are relieved from it. We cannot handle it. We can't handle Maya, products of Maya, byproducts of Maya. Better give it unto Mayapati only. Give it back and then we will be relieved. So let us know that when we entertain the feelings of peace, serenity, tranquility, openness, simplicity, automatically others will feel that they are going back to the first statement with which we started the talk today. So others' level of awareness rises, our level of awareness rises, they will feel unity, atonement, connection, perfection in our relationship. We want that only in life. Actually, we seek that only. Then we can experience so much of contentment, so much of fulfillment that life lived in that manner really makes us feel worthy of living. So may, by the grace of all the gods and goddesses, may we be able to surrender. So more tomorrow. We will have the concluding prayers now. Yada varnayat karna mulenta kale Shivo Rama Rameti Rameti Kasyam Tadekam Param Taraka Brahma Rupam Bhajeham Namah Satchidananda Rupaya Tasmai Namo Deva Devaya Ramaya Tubhyam Namo Janaki Jiviteshaya Tubhyam Namah Pundarikayata Akshaya Tubhyam Sada Rama Rameti Namamrutam Te Sada Rama Mananda Nishyanda Kandam Pibantam Namantam Sudantam Hasantam Pibantam Namantam Sudantam Hasantam Hanumanta Mantar Bhajetam Nitantam Hanumanta Mantar Bhajetam Nitantam Prasida Prachanda Pratapa Prasida Prachandarikala Prasida Prasannanukampin Prasida Prabho Ramachandra Prasida प्रसन्नानुकम्पिन् प्रसीद प्रसीद प्रभो रामचन्द्र प्रभो रामचन्द्र प्रभो रामचन्द्र सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत् असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा अमृतंगमय ओम शांति 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 हरि ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः हरि ओम।